I can name 5 rappers that can rap better than Tupac from Philadelphia. Are you?
No, you
Beanie Siegel.
Yes.
Raps better.
Yes.
Please.
Raps better.
Yes.
Please.
Black Thought raps better.
Yes.
I say Cassidy raps better.
Okay,
Stop.
well, slow down.
Raps better. Doesn't make better music.
For 10 years on this podcast in February, I've had to sit here tight-lipped because everybody's stupid.
No,
I'm not doing that anymore.
But
I don't need YouTube. I don't need hot takes. I'm one of the few people that could look at this and just know what time it is. Play with them. Don't play with me. I feel Drake because he has.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. I apologize to everyone that's not a patroni, because as you can tell, Joe put today's JBP episode, which should be a free episode, behind the paywall. Now, I'm a $25 Patreon tier subscriber, whatever you want to call me. I'm pissed that he does this. I don't know why he does this so frequently either, or when moments such as this come up. Now, of course, I know why business-oriented is to make more money, is to get more subscribers, is to bring more eyes to your product. But I don't know why he does this for the entirety of the space. Because I don't know if you're going to get, of course you're going to get people to subscribe. But how many people that are already subscribed or people that just follow your free content all the time are going to get turned off and turned away from this? I feel like this is a catch-22. But in order to be a successful business, you have to take risks. So I'm not all the way upset, but I do understand the frustrations that everyone is showing that isn't on Patreon, so I apologize. I'll do my best to break this episode down. I watched it in its entirety. He dropped another midnight drop, so I'm appreciative of that. I was able to watch some of it last night before I went to sleep. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I don't know if I'll be posting a video tomorrow, but let me get that happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with your families. If you don't have family to spend time with, make sure you stay focused. Try your hardest not to grieve. We all gonna get through it. But happy Thanksgiving. I don't know if I'm gonna drop a video tomorrow because I'm spending time with the family all day, but I'll keep y'all posted. Today's episode was another one of Joe's classic rants. Now, when I say classic rants, I'm not saying that I agree with everything that Joe is saying, but this is definitely something that can get clipped up to all eternity. Will it get clipped up? I don't know. I'm sure there's some clips in here that I'll put at the beginning of the show, but there wasn't anything that's going to really tie into today's episode. It was a breakdown of course, Kendrick's actual album. They listened to it over time. They gave their response and critiques to it. I love hearing Ice's takes on music, damn near just as much as I love hearing Joe's takes. So shout out to the rare Ice compliment for me. Ish, your value's starting to show again, brother. Your value is starting to show again. I checked the Patreon comments. Me personally, I love listening to the episode and scrolling through comments, whether it's on YouTube or Patreon or whatever other source that you could type comments on. I love checking the Patreon comments to get the vibe of the episode and to see who they speak about most throughout the episode. Today just happened to be Ish. The first 45 minutes or so, he doesn't say a word, like literally doesn't say a word. And instead of people speaking on what Joe is talking about or how beautiful Melissa looks when she's simply dressed, she doesn't have to do all that extravagant makeup and shit. Instead of them talking about that, they were talking about the silence from Ish. And y'all know how often I speak on this when it comes to the pulse of the audience and the cast members that we speak on the most. Most of the time it's flipped, but today Ish had a strong presence. So your value is still up, sir. Make sure you don't lose us in the process of trying to determine your value with Joe, because apparently a lot of us are still on your side. It means something to where you don't say a word and people are speaking on you not talking, as opposed to speaking on the people that said something. I don't understand our fervor with Kendrick Lamar. I could be off on this, but I was telling my brother when Not Like Us first came out that this song is getting an extraordinary push. So seeing that this lawsuit is about or coming about from Drake trying to sue UMG and whoever is in control of things like this and Spotify, I'm not shocked by it because I said it the day, let me say the first week that Not Like Us was out. I was like, man, they're giving this song a hell of a push. Everybody is on this song. And the same thing that you see with politics and politicians and whatever party you choose, whether you're left wing or right wing, I saw the same thing happening with this Kendrick Lamar shit. It's just everyone in the media was right wing in this particular junction. And Kendrick is right side or conservative because that's how it seemed. That's how it seemed. So I'm going to be curious and I'm going to be following this case to see what's actually going on. I find it funny that ACT didn't even really have the credentials of the person that accused Kendrick of buying bots, 30 million to be precise. I find it funny that ACT didn't even have the credentials of this person, but that's a part of the lawsuit. So I find it funny that the celebs, like the high value celebs, are intertwined with the high value streamers. And I don't think it's the other way around. I don't think the streamers are reaching out to the celebs. I think these celebs are reaching out to the streamers so they can continue to have a pulse. And notice it's always the older celebs. And yes, Drake is an older celeb in my eyes because he's been here for like 15 years. But notice it's always the older celebs that are keeping links with these streamers. I just saw Kai Cenat and Drewski and Kevin Hart are finna do another stream on Thanksgiving. Why do you think Kevin Hart keeps showing up on their streams? And if I'm Kai Cenat and a Drewski, I'm curious as to why I can't get a spot on your movie. But that's a whole nother video for another day because that is a deep subject. These niggas is getting used, but in their minds, I have the influence because these celebs are reaching out to me. Instead of questioning, why are these celebs reaching out to me? But anyway, it was a 4.5 hour pod. They spoke, no lie, legitimately, about Kendrick Lamar and Drake for 3.5 of those 4.5 hours, if not 4 of those 4.5 hours. So if you're into the breakdowns Joe does, the rants, because he does go on a rant. So if you're into the rants and stuff, I would advise buying a Patreon subscription if you don't already have it. Me personally, I don't know the tiers I don't know if he released it on a $5 tier, but if you genuinely want to see a Joe Budden rant, because he breaks down Drake's lawsuits, because there's multiple of them. He breaks down the lawsuits more so than he breaks down Kendrick Lamar. So if you're trying to get that type of a breakdown, especially how Joe delivers it, me personally, I would advise getting the $5 Patreon tier, keep it for the month or whatever, or shit, you only got like 10 days. And that's another thing that I'll get to right after this. And then just cancel it, because it renews at the 1st. And I'm going to have to go back and check this from whenever the Drake shit was paywalled. But I find it rather peculiar that he always releases these at the end of the month. Or he puts episodes of free JBP episodes behind the paywall at the end of the month. Because Patreon wants their money by the 1st. By the 1st. So if you forget to delete your subscription or unsubscribe from his Patreon within a 4-day span, 5 days, you will be charged again for the same amount. So that's strategic. And I have noticed it, but I am going to, like I said, I'm going to do my research to make sure I'm not just talking out of my ass. But that's today's breakdown of today's video. Man, it was a long episode, and it was a big-ass rant. There's not necessarily anything that I could give y'all outside of what I've given y'all. So I apologize for the episode seeming tart today, but this is me just speaking on the business acumen of Joe and why I agree and disagree with it at the same time. Because what he's doing right now is a ploy. If you haven't noticed, at the end of the month, he's putting an episode behind the paywall, and Patreon expects their money on the 1st. So make sure you're paying attention to that if you just recently subscribed. But like I said once before, happy Thanksgiving. Just in case I don't see y'all tomorrow, y'all be safe out here. Peace.